That co-main event. Rose Namajunas, Carla Esparza delivered the most boring-ass fight in the history of championship fights. I couldn't believe it. For one of my favorite fighters of all time, my favorite female fighter now, I gotta rethink that. Rose Namajunas. Thug Rose. Gotta take a thug out of that. Like a snug Rose. Falling asleep. That fight was 5 rounds of 2 people tap dancing around each other. I was blown away. And then you listen to her post-fight interview. Thug Rose had no idea that people were booing how boring that fight was. She thought they're booing Carla Esparza. I was like, bitch, where were you? That is so, disassociation to such a degree. Her team sucks. Her Pat Barry guy, the only reason he hasn't married her is because he doesn't want to marry her. He's just there to collect paychecks. This woman is a money pot to him. He's collecting paychecks. Her Mr. Rogers, other guy on her team, just says, everything's going fine. Oh, no, you can have a little fun. This guy is useless. You need people to amp up your fighters. And this game plan, you're locked in your game plan. I'm like, these people need to break free of a game plan if the thing they're defending against isn't happening. Oh, the takedowns. What takedowns? She tried like twice. Fight. You are paid to fight, and you went to a cage fight, and you didn't fight. I wouldn't pay you if I owned the company. That fight would have ended in a vacant title due to inactivity. That's how it would have ended. You'd be fined. If there's $50,000 for the best fight, you should lose $50,000 for the worst fight. That was ridiculous, especially for the champion. Like, I'll give him a hard warning. I'm like, you guys ever do that again, you're out. Because I pay you to fight, and you went to your championship fight and you didn't fight. Carla Esparza, I'm like, how's she proud of that? She was too busy worrying about messing up her face for a wedding. I'm like, girl, you won the title because the champion didn't do anything. You didn't fight. So, very disappointed. Worst fight I've ever seen in my life. From one of my favorite fighters of all time. Sad, depressed, infuriated. Now she's not going to fight for a whole year. And I got to, hope she comes back knowing what fighting is. I could have did a better, I would have did a better job. I don't fight. I would have went for it. I would have gladly got submitted. Just so long as the audience doesn't boo me the entire time. Anyways, that whole main event, the whole card was just up and down, up and down. Tony Ferguson versus Chandler was great round 1. I feel bad for Tony. He got murdered. Michael Chandler kicked his head like he was punting a football. Main event was vicious. I think he should have won fight of the night. It was a savage, round and a half. It wasn't even a round and a half. It was 1 round. Whatever the hell. My brain isn't working after that Rose fight. But Charles do Bronx, he's an assassin. To lose your title over a half-pound thing is stupid. I think it's the scale. I think it's messed up. But he proved, he's like, I'm the champion for a reason. I'm going to kill everybody in sight. That Brown versus Chaos Williams fight, that was a great fight. Like Schnell versus the other guy who won fight of the night. Good, really fast fight. But Brown versus Chaos, I would have given it to them. That's fight of the night to me. Or the main event. But very entertaining fights, minus this one fight that blew my fucking mind. Can't believe it. I hope Rose, this hits her like a ton of bricks. And she was like in shock. How did I lose? I mean, the judges had nothing to score. They're like, I saw a thing that they were watching the Canelo fight during that fight because they were bored. But they had nothing to score, so they basically said, well, Carla's getting married, unlike Rose for the past decade, so we're going to give her a wedding gift. That's it. That was the whole logic behind it. There's nothing to score. So, new rule. Do you think that title should go vacant if something like that happens? Yoel Romero versus Israel Adesanya and things like that where fights are completely inactive? Because then you're just collecting a paycheck. You're not doing your job. I think there should be a rule against that. Like and subscribe for my random rants about anything. Thank you for watching.